Guys, we're live. Whew. Give everybody a minute to get in here. I'm running late. Just around here scrounging like I always am, guys. What can I say? We've had family all weekend. They came in Thursday and left late this afternoon. My youngest daughter was glad to have them and her family. I'll give it a few minutes. I don't think anybody's come in yet. Ugh. Oh, there's Havita. Hello, hello. It's just me and you, girl. Me and you. So far. Maybe we'll have some more pop in. Has Robertson's Belly Acres come back on? I haven't gotten any notifications, is the reason I ask. Hey, Wheat, how are you, dear? It's good to have you in here. Yeah, that picture was hilarious of Charlie trying to climb a tree with the actual squirrel. Guys, it's funny. It was right chilly last night. I had to get up and pull me another little. I had a little throw on top of my sheet, and that's all I had on me on the bed. I had to get up and throw something else on me. So I put the bedspread, which was a little bit heavier, back on the bed. I told Joey, I says, you might want just a sheet, but I got to have more covers. It's been so darn hot here, and I keep the heat with the air set, tolerable, but 78 because we're outside a lot. And so anyway, I put on me a big pot of soup, vegetable soup tonight. So we're going to let it slow simmer, and that's what we're having for lunch tomorrow. I had a little sample of it just now, washing it down with water and a piece of candy. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Maybe somebody will ramble on in here in a minute. I don't know. The light's kind of dull today. I got a collaboration offer from somebody wanting me to do some glasses. I might ought to do it, guys. I might ought to do it. If I do, though, I'll wait until I go ahead and get my prescription. I supposedly got an appointment coming up pretty soon with my eye doctor, because I can tell my eyes have changed. But I use those just the little readers from the Dollar Tree. That way, if I sit on them or break them or roll over or go to sleep or whatever, to leave them laying somewhere, I ain't lost a whole lot. So anyway, whew. I'm feeling a little bit better, guys. I'm hoping it hangs in there. This past week on Friday, the family that's visiting was all going to be gone, so I went down to Barber's Motorsports in Birmingham, Alabama. My husband was set up there for the weekend. He went down on Wednesday and came back on Sunday, and he was selling, motorcycle parts and whatever. He sets up over there every year. So I went down and did some videoing, and I'm hoping it turns out real good. If it does, if it turns out okay, it's not going to be that great, but I mean, as far as the video goes of swap meet, it's not like you can go around when it's that big a swap meet and video every table. I just walk by and let y'all see what's going on. But anyhow, I stopped on some things that caught my eye, but not on everything, because I never would have got out of there. But anyway, man had to park in the very last parking area that they had because the place was so packed on Friday. I can't imagine what it was on Sunday. On Saturday, excuse me. It was pretty much wrapping up on Sunday. But when we came back home, hung out with all the relatives for the evening till God knows. I came back home same night, same day. I just went down, did some video, and then came on back. Oh, yeah, saw lots of the old crowd there. Sure did. Captain didn't come. Don't think he was feeling very good. Anyway. I don't know. I don't know if it was anybody that you would know down there. Joey knowed a lot of them. I didn't know a whole lot of them. You know how that goes. They didn't, they've been sitting up there so long that they know all the people parked on each side of them selling, because they all set up in the same spots every year. Anyway, so that was what was going on this weekend. I went around and videoed. I did, I don't know, probably 45 minutes or an hour worth of video there. Hopefully I can condense it and make it into something for you guys to see. I won't be able to speed it up very much because I just walked the whole time. Did a little talking. I had three little guys at one camp and serenaded me. I stopped and did a little bit of video of them, so they were right cute. Don't even remember who they were. I think they told me, but my brain's about this darn long, y'all. Anyway, but we had a real good time. Hung out with Joey and Johnny, Johnny Parker. I don't know if you know Johnny Parker, but he's younger than us. We went to school with my sister and my cousin. So I've known him his whole life, probably since he was a little bitty kid. But yeah, they were down there. Johnny sat up with Joey. He had his own spot. Joey had his spot, and then Captain had his spot, but Captain didn't show, so didn't come. So they just had tent set up on Captain's spot. Hopefully he don't lose it, but if he does, that's okay. He's ready to get rid of his spot. I think he's about goned out. Health's not good at all. But yeah, we got a lot of that done. I'm hoping the video that I did inside of the museum came out, but I didn't get there until they were closing up the actual upstairs part where all the motorcycles were. So I'll have to go back over there one day. And then I saw signs. I think it was exit 144 or something like that. It's supposed to be a huge yard sale over there. Or, yeah, yard sale thing. So I'm gonna have to go back over there and check that out too one day. But it's 2 hours away from me where we live. Yeah, Captain is not doing well. And Ricky Crenshaw, I don't know if you know Ricky Crenshaw, but he's not doing very well either. But they do hope that his cancer will be contained, guys. If you don't know, you probably don't know Ricky, but he's also a good friend of ours. Anyway, yeah, we had a great time. Came home from Barber's, and all the kids were all set up down there on my daughter's. She has a big covered porch with ceiling fans and all that on it. So we all went down and hung out there for a couple of hours. And then I come on back to the house. My throat was all dry and my sinuses were about half stopped up. So I come on home, got in the house and took me a little medicine. And it was fine. I don't talk to hardly anybody anymore. Joey just said that Captain wasn't going to even go because he wasn't feeling good. Yeah, we did that. And then Saturday morning we got up, and my youngest granddaughter that lives here came over and spent the rest of the day and the night and Sunday with me so she could hang out with my youngest daughter's youngest child. So this was Joey's son, Jeremy's youngest daughter. So they hung out and had a good time, and they enjoyed themselves out there feeding the goats. Sarah and Nutbush were entertaining them because they'd stand there and let them pet them, and then they'd reach through the fence with their little noses and nibble the snacks that I gave them to feed. And then I caught them out there with blades of grass, trying to get them to eat the blades of grass. And of course, the little goats were eating that up, so they were loving it. And so Sarah and Nutbush were very well entertained for the weekend. And then when the sheep came in, it was so funny. There's all the sheep and the goats and there and the horses. And everything. And she looked at me, she says, Nana, you don't have any more farm animals? I said, good Lord, girl, ain't just enough. That's the one that lives in Florida right now. They're getting shipped back to Ohio. I've told you guys about that before. But they're going to Ohio. And let me make sure I got the volume up. Oh, yeah, the volume's up. Anyway, yeah, they're having to ship back. So they have their house up for sale, but it has not sold yet. Bless their heart. And so they had a contract, and it was pending their house sold. Well, the people that were supposed to have signed on theirs backed out the day of closing. So we don't know what's going on now. They've got until tomorrow to make a decision on whether they're going to go through with the house sale or not. And if not, it'll go back on the market. So starting all over again. And the military is coming to move their furniture October 31st. And they'll have everything packed up and gone by November 5th. So they're not going to be able to move out of here until dang, when is it that they're, I think that they can actually go like on the 26th or 27th of December. So they're going to probably have to live in their camper with 4 kids. And I'm talking about, these are big kids except for the daughter. So heck fire, they're going to have a trip and a half. They're going to stay on the military campground. They have a campground there, and they're going to stay in it until, provided their house goes, or else they're going to stay in their house with absolutely no furniture. So it's one thing or a dozen more, Anyway, but I told them I had a couple of air mattresses. If they end up with their furniture gone and they don't have their house up for sale, or it's not sold and they want to stay in the house, that they can take the air mattresses down. And then when they come up on the 20th of December, on their way to Ohio, they're going to come here and stay till Christmas Day. And then the next morning they're leaving and heading on to Ohio from there. So we brought Jacob's car up here. So that's one less car. Hello, Sheila. How are you, dear? Glad to have you in here. Yeah, we're just talking about the events of the weekend, what's been going on with my children. My youngest daughter came with her 4 kids and husband, and it was back and forth and here and there. And then we went and ate. All of us went down to the Mexican restaurant and ate Saturday night and came back. And I think they hung out for quite a while at my oldest daughter's place. I didn't go. I really didn't feel that great with this sinus thing trying to come on now. And so I just stayed here at the house. Of course, I had the 2 little girls up here anyway. And, we have pew-pews in the house. So I wasn't about to take a chance that those kids might get into something they should not, even though both of them know about guns and know they're not supposed to touch them. But you know how it is with kids. So I wasn't going to go down there and take a chance unless the kids were elsewhere. So I stayed up here with the girls. But we had a good time. They watched cartoons and I listened to a book on tape. And then I was telling them, I said, is this worrying y'all? And my youngest, Jeremy's little girl, Lizzie, she told me her name's Elizabeth. We call her Lizzie. Lizzie said, no, I kind of like it. I said, girl, you need to be listening to this and trying to watch cartoons too. It's about a witch and a princess. So, sorry guys. So it was kind of an interesting little book about all that she's healing all these people with witchy ways. The witch in the sea is teaching her how to heal all these people. So it's really funny with all these spells and things. She was getting a kick out of that. So then they spent the night. One slept on the floor because I was going to go get her cot. They don't want to sleep in the bedroom upstairs. So, or the bedrooms upstairs. So they wanted to sleep in the living room. So one slept on the couch and one slept on the floor. And I was going to get her a cot, but she said, no, she just had a sleeping bag. She wanted to sleep on the floor. But I was afraid these old floors would be cold. So I got them a quilt and put down on the floor. And then I told her to put her sleeping bag on top of it. Of course, half the way through the night, she was out from on that. But she said she was hot during the night. So You know how kids are. Don't take much to keep them warm. But yeah, it was fun. It was interesting. And then Joey came in, and he had traded a little Honda mini bike that he had for a Honda dirt bike 100. And boy, we have had a blast riding that thing today. I was putting it around the house a bunch of times, and the guy had told him, said the clutch needs adjusting, and he figured, the clutch was out. But whatever, he got home and adjusted, that thing runs like a top. I couldn't help but laugh. So I mean, it starts up great and everything, but it doesn't cut off on its own. You have to either choke it out or cut the gas off and let it run out. Anyway, oh gosh. So that was interesting, but we had fun. The kids all had a blast. They had their dogs with them. Of course, their dogs did not bother my animals. And then my Riley, my second oldest grandson, he wanted to go and look for deer, and then he had his bow, so he did 45-yard bow practice and all that out here, because they just have a little yard in Florida. So he was out there practicing his bow and had a great time with that. And then they got on the gator and rode all around looking for scrapes and things back in the woods. So that was interesting. Oh gosh. So he was wanting to hunt, but he said he's gonna have to wait until Christmas time when they come up on the 20th and try to do some hunting, or whenever they come. The boys may come earlier, but Brandy has to work until then. Anyway, so they don't know what's going to go on there. What's that you need, right? A bow? Could you pull it? I used to do a little hunting or practice, and I used to do a lot of hunting, but never with a bow. Now, I practiced with a bow, and I could shoot it pretty good back in the day, but I don't even know if I could pull a 50-pound test bow out anymore. I've done gotten so weak and old and wore out. You know how that goes. Oh, dirt bike. Yeah, we had a blast on that thing. You just don't know. If you come up, we'll let you try it out if you want to. We rode it around the house. Of course, Joey went all back on the trails behind the house and all, but I didn't. I just rode it around the house. And then the other grandkids came out, and they wanted to ride the four-wheelers and, all the other stuff we got around here. And last time we put up blankets in the back of the gator. I don't know why I'm yelling it so much. All this cold medicine, I guess. But anyhow, we put blankets in the back of the gator and rode them around back on the trails in the back. And I've got to get back there and do some more bush hogging, because they're starting to grow up. Some of them are, especially on that east side back there. But yeah, we had a really good time. Everybody had a good time. We hung out today. Brandy had to work. We went and ate lunch today with all of them, or Joey and I did, with Brandy's family. And then we came back. She had to work, so Pam would have a fit. I bet she would. What are you doing? You're too old. You're gonna get hurt. Yeah. But anyhow, we hung out, and then Brandy had to work. She had a couple of, she works from home. Oh, folks, wake myself up. But anyhow, yeah, she was. She had some conferences or whatever, open mic or whatever she had to do. And then after that, she had her boss called her. So she was on the phone with her for a while with a FaceTime conversation or whatever. And so that was something interesting to see. And other than that, as soon as she was through with that, the family went to unpacking undoing all the jacks and the feet and the what is that Elon Musk satellite thing. They brought it in, so they have to have it because her working from home. She has to have it for the RV. So they had that thing out. And they were undoing all of that and getting the slide ins in and all that on their camper so they could get back home. And I told her, I said, y'all are leaving at the very worst time and going through Montgomery, that time when everybody's going to be getting off from work. But I think that they left a little bit later. So it's going to throw them after dark getting home, but that's okay. I'd rather them get home in the dark than I had for them to be, driving through all that really rough traffic in Montgomery. But Montgomery is not too bad. You don't go through a whole lot of bad traffic down there. It's all interstate. As long as there's no wrecks on the interstate, you're okay. And it didn't rain, but guys, it just turned off right chilly. And we're supposed to have wet, cold down into 40 Wednesday morning. So that's why I went ahead and made me up a big pot of soup. And I use this soup mix, and then I add all my vegetables and noodles and all that stuff to it, to thicken it up. And then I put, I put deer meat in this one, but I normally put ground beef or hamburger, whatever y'all want to call it, in there. I just had some ground deer that needed to be cooked, and I had thawed it out, so I was I'm just going to put this in here. So that's what I did, and it'll be just as good. Anyway. If I was trying to go to sleep, I couldn't sleep for anything. Wow, I bet y'all are loving that, Jovita. Y'all don't know how to act with weather like that, do you? Y'all don't get real cold weather down there, do you? If it gets down below 30, y'all are really freezing to death, I imagine, at your house. Yeah, I know. I need to quit. Are y'all all yawning because I'm yawning? It says they're going to be in the mid-30s on Thursday. Ours may be going to get down that low too. I don't know, Sheila. Y'all are a good bit higher altitude than we are here in Georgia. But anyway, how did your son fare with this last hurricane, Sheila? Did he survive, his camper survive and not get flooded and all that? Let us know. Yeah, we've so many people that my granddaughter knew up there in Boone and North Carolina and all that whole area. It's just devastated up there. She's thinking about going up and trying to help with some of the anything. Let's see. Anything below 40 degrees is cold down there, I bet. Yeah, well, I look at 45 and up as good sleeping weather. Of course, now I got to have my covers. I'm cold natured as far as that goes. Once I go to sleep, I think my temperature drops or something. I guess because once I do finally go to sleep, I sleep like a dead person. Oh, you brought, okay. All right. You won't have to worry about frost that way, I assume. Mine's in here on in the living room. I've got it sitting up on top of the wagon that's mounted in the glass case or the plexiglass case, whatever it is. I just set it up on top of there, and I got a light up there for it. Yeah, I bet it's not used to that any kind of cold at all. Let's see, came out good. His camper is fine, thank God. That's. I'm glad for you. I'm glad for him too. I know it would be devastating to lose it now. Yeah, we're doing really good here, thank God. Dot lost a whole lot of we've had tree limbs down and stuff like that, but we have been super lucky, especially when you look at what we've had compared to what other people have had. I'm just happy as it can be. I bet you do. Wait, I got mine inside, and I hadn't put my plants inside the greenhouse yet, but I may have to, with this weather dropping down like it is. My lemons on the tree have got the whole little lemon tree bushes or whatever. They're just drooping. Those lemons are, God, they're that big around. I mean, they're big old lemons. They're big as a small apple, or not a small one, but a medium-sized apple or orange. So really, I'm really glad. I think we got about 15 or 20 between the two bushes. Trees, they're supposed to be trees, but we got them cut back for bushes. So I'm really excited about that. And Anyway, yeah, we've been trying to get uh, stuff done around here. Let me tell y'all what happened here at this house last night. Well, I'm up later than Joey does, goes to bed with the chickens and gets up with the chickens, and sometimes he's up before the chickens. But anyway, no, they do not. I have a greenhouse, and I have mine in pots. So I put them in the greenhouse during the wintertime, Sheila, because if I don't, I mean, they would come back out of the ground. I don't know. I'm just afraid that they might get, kill off completely. But they did fantastic. If all the blooms that had made lemons this year, instead of we had that bad windstorm and it blew a ton of my blooms off. But if all those blooms had not have gone off, man, we would have had more darn lemons than we know what to do with. I'd have been trying to give them away around here. But yes, I squeeze all the juice from them. I juice them and usually put it in the freezer, and that way I have it for like key lime pie, because they're key lime lemons, or not key lime, but Meyer lemons. So they're really a good mild tasting lemon. It's not that real bitter lemon like you buy in the grocery store that's about this big around. Man, my banana trees, I've got them in pots too this year. Now next year I'm going to plant some of my banana trees outside. So I'm hoping that my angel trumpets that I've got in the ground will make it to winter. I'm going to cut them back about 5 or 6 inches from the bottom, and probably plant those chunks that I cut off and start more bushes from them. And then I'm going to take those and cover the stalk and all that with straw, and hopefully they will overwinter and we'll get blooms next year. This year, I've got some dinner plate hibiscus out there, and it actually came up and got real high. Well, not real high, but it got 3 to 4 foot high, and did real good. And so that's great, Sheila. I'm glad. Yeah, and so I'm hoping that next year it will bloom. It usually takes a year or two when you especially plant them and don't do a whole lot of cultivating and giving them extra stuff to make them bloom prematurely or whatever. I'm not a horticulturist. I don't know all those extra secrets. I mean, you can look them up, but you know what I mean. I just do mine mostly naturally with the natural stuff that I have around here, manures and stuff from the farm, or else, I used to use that black cow manure, and it is really good, but you have to be careful. It is really strong. So I'm going to try to get all that stuff up and probably in the greenhouse this year. Probably in the next couple of weeks. Of course, here we don't usually get a real cold spell until now. It'll get down into, 40s at night or something, but it warms up really warm during the day. But now we don't really get any real cold weather until Thanksgiving or later. And usually our coldest part of our weather is in usually it's in January, the end of December, January, and first part of February. And usually if we're going to get snow, we don't get it until like February or the 1st of March. And why, I don't know. It's just weird like that. But that's what we do around here, guys. And so that's so I've got to get, got my new greenhouse tarp on last year, but I did not get it sealed up real good. So I've got to get to town and buy me enough of the wrap to go around the eaves at the very top to make sure that it's sealed good, because there's one strip on one side that's got a little bit of a gap around it. And then I got to put my trim up around the doors so that they will seal off. And then the greenhouse will be in pretty good shape. So that'll be good about that. Looking forward to that. It's not a problem. And I need to get out there and get those beds finished up. processed and any grasses or weeds that are growing in them out, and then get them dressed on top with some more of the dirt and shavings that's been decomposing, and then cover them with straw also or something so that they can sit there and finish working over the winter and be ready for my spring gardening. I did throw out some turnip seed, but there was ants where I threw them out, so I imagine they all got toted off by the ants. You know how that goes. I didn't really plant any. I just stuck them in some compost piles that I had out there that had already decomposed, and I just kind of messed up the top and sprinkled them out and then kind of raked over it. So if any come up, that's good. If it don't, that's okay, because I'm the only one that eats that around here. Oh, he's going to close in the ends of your porch so that you can winter your plants. That's wonderful. That's really good. Cool. It's a good idea. So is he going to use that clear material like you got on the front of your porch there? Wait, I don't know where everybody is tonight, Sheila. We're just me and you and Wheat and Jovita are it. But that's okay. Yeah, we're going to try our best to continue on. Maybe someone will come in. I do have a propane heater that I can put out there. This year, I am hoping that I can get my solar panels set up and I can use solar heat out there. I don't know if I'm going to get it done or not, but you know how I do. I want to do, but whether I actually get it done or not, I'm procrastinating a lot this year. Now that it's starting to cool off some, I'll be able to do more. My body just can't take that heavy sun and that 100-degree weather that we get down here in Georgia. But most of the time, even if it gets 32 outside, it's still plenty warm inside the greenhouse. It's when it gets down in the 20s that I have to worry about the greenhouse getting cold, too cold. So when it gets super cold, that's when I go out and I'll just I got a propane heater that's mounted on a rack, and I'll set that thing in there and light it for the night. I wish I had a way to cut it off, because that it would go on and come on. I need one with a thermostat on it. And I really wish it wasn't propane, but you know how that goes. Wish in one hand and poop in another. But I'm thinking about draping another plastic liner inside the greenhouse, because I've got tons of that clear plastic. And that way it'll be doubly insulated, so it'll hold it on down to probably the teens, and I won't have to have anything to heat. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I would love to be able to get enough of wood chips or whatever out there that I could run some piping in and put a little fan in it that would run in and out so that it would blow and circulate the colder air back out and through that compost as it's decomposing. And that would be wonderful. You have a small buddy heater that you may use on the porch. Well, that gets right expensive if you don't have the tank that you can use. But yeah, that would be a great idea. I have a buddy heater also that I used to use in the camper. Well, I think you and I camped together with that once. I used it in the horse trailer. Yeah, I have one of those little Wave 6 or whatever propane heaters, and it did great in the camper, but it is not enough heat for the greenhouse. I tried that last year, and then Joey fixed me up a bigger propane heater. So it has three sections. So if you put it on full blast, it would burn up a tank of fuel really quick. But I don't have to put it on but just one little section. Anyway, so that's what I used last year, and everything survived. Now the plants died back. They lost their leaves and stuff. Some of them did, but they came right back out. They weren't dead. So I'm hoping that that's what I can do this time. Jovita, are Robertson's Valley Acres putting out anything right now? I have not seen anything. I've not gotten any messages or anything. I did look a couple of weeks ago and I didn't see anything yet. Just in case you're on here. I don't know if Evita's paying attention to me or not, but anyway, other than that, that's what we've been doing so far. And want to get all my beds done up so next year I can get them prepped and get them going early and get my stuff going early that I can grow myself. I've got the steps that we had here I had some steps that used to be here for the deck, and Joey set them up in the greenhouse so that whenever I start my plants, I can put the starts on those steps and then hang the grow light if I need to right over them. So if I do that, that would be a really good deal. Oh, well, that's wonderful. I'll have to check and see if I can find that. Thank you, thank you, Sheila. I appreciate that. Yeah, we've just I don't know, the weather has changed here, and it's it's a holiday, Christopher Columbus Day or whatever, and a Columbus Day or whatever. So I'm assuming that a lot of people are still trying to get over their holiday and get back from wherever they've been or whatever. Did have one person come in and say that they were watching, but they were traveling. So that may be the case. Anyway. Oh, well, that's wonderful. I'm glad. I know that they were wanting to try to get her in her little place before wintertime. And dang if Mama V ain't doing great with hers, isn't she? She's getting a lot of work done. I hope she gets her. If I was up there, I would be trying to help her get her insulation in now that she's got most of her wiring done there in her living room. And that way she can get her boards up and go ahead. I could probably run the boards through the planer for her or something. Help her with her insulation that way. She could be getting her boards, get that tongue and groove or whatever, because she's wanting to put those up in her house, and that's going to be really nice. I know she's excited about that. And when she gets the walls, the inside done, and the insulation up, whether she's got all her walls or not, she can go ahead and put her wood heater in there, and that would make a million miles of difference for her. So I know she's getting really excited. She's already got her bed and all set up in her bedroom there, and so she's excited about it. I know she's excited. Can't help but know it. And Mama V's had so much help. Yeah, she's had so much help with her floors and stuff. And then the couple came up and did the, the trees that she had cut down there on the property and got them all done. That was so nice of them. I know that helped her out so much, guys, so much. But anyway. But guys, I'm not going to keep this thing going for a whole nother. We're going to let it go because doggone. And you know what? 3 days ago, okay. Thanks, Sheila. Yeah. I am going to probably cut this thing off in about another 5 minutes. And that way, I still have not gotten any information from YouTube to get me set up, to where I'll start getting paid and my monetization, even though I am monetized and it'll go back and pay me. They'll go back and pay me. I just wish I was set up so that I could go ahead and start getting other things set up, like advertisements and whatever. Like I say, I have a collaboration that I can do. I just have not decided if I want to. I really need to for the glasses. But like I say, if I don't have the prescription, there's Jan. Hello, Jan. I'm so glad to see you come in, girl. Yeah, I haven't seen your channel lately either, Jan. I'm so sorry. I'm just so far behind on everybody. I was watching TV earlier tonight and had come-ons going, and I did watch Mama V's latest wiring on her house. So maybe I'll get the rest of y'all checked out next few days. Anyway, I was just telling Jan, I was just telling everybody that I'm probably going to stop this in a few more minutes because I really don't have but just the three of you guys. When I don't even know if Vita's counts, but I've just got you now, Sheila Tubbs and Wheat in here. But I've got to get down to Wheats, and we have got to. Yes, that's true. Same way with me. Yeah, I was going to call Wheat too. Hey, there's taking the long way home. They're in here. Oh, guys, thank you. And Heartland HQ, there's Tamara. Hello. Guys, everybody's running late, just like me. We have just been kicking it around here trying to get things done. And with this cooler weather coming in, it is so nice out there during the day. So I've got to get all the stuff out of my shed out there and get all my horse stuff up because I'm going to put it up for sale. I've just got Lightning now. And so I'm just going to keep my one saddle and bridle and stuff for him, and all that other horse tack I'm going to get rid of. And that way, that would take up a lot less space in my little, as they call it, my closet, Carol's closet out there. And then I've got all that stuff that came out of the horse trailer and came out of the old camper, the fifth wheel that I had that was so much bigger. And, when I got this new camper, it came with all the stuff in it. So I didn't need any of the stuff that was mine, but I didn't want to just throw it away. You know how that goes. Jan says it's going to be 33 degrees there Wednesday morning. They're saying we're going to be 40 or right around 40 here in Georgia. So I can imagine it's going to be cold up there where you are, lady. Whew. 33 tomorrow there where Dick and Tank live. Duncan Tank live, excuse me. Yeah. Oh, Jan, look at there. You got a new subscriber. Thank you, guys. Yes, please, y'all hit that like button. So maybe we'll have some people come in tomorrow and view it late, since there's hardly nobody in here tonight, guys. It has just been a busy weekend for everybody out there. Let me get my butt up in the chair. I was getting lowered. I have no butt at all. I have that disease. Yes, I am planning on going to the Ozark meetup, and I hope that y'all's coincides right with the one at Arkansas, the River Valley or whatever it is that they have, like it was last year, because that was so convenient for me to come up. For last year, so that I could come do yours, I came early for yours too, and looked around and did things and got my own cell phone, time for myself to decompress and all, and then had time to a little decompression there between your deal and the one that Come On and DD5 and all put on. Had a great time at both of those. Wasn't Pinecone Fest this past weekend, guys? Or is it this weekend coming up? I can't remember. But anyway, let's see. We're having a 10,000 giveaway. All right. At 6 Central, that'd be 7. I need to write that down so I make sure I get in there. Yeah, I tried to come in on Dez's, but then we had company this weekend, so I didn't get into hers this time. But I enjoyed it. I enjoy coming in and listening to all their comments and the bull crap that goes on Dez's channel. Let's see. You don't have a machine. I don't know what kind of machine you're talking about, Jan. You're talking about the digit, the the giveaway tool. I don't know if that's what you're talking about or not. But yeah, guys, I am at 1,747 or 48 subscribers. So it won't be long. We'll be having a 2,000 subscriber giveaway, and I'm excited about that. Jerry has it and he'll give it to you. Y'all must be talking about the giveaway too. That's all I can think of. But anyway, Jan, how'd all your onions turn out? You had a ton of them, girl. Now's when you need to be out there looking for those pecans. Of course, you may already have some. I was going to tell you all about my night, and I forgot all about it. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I kept hearing this noise, and I thought, what are those? Because I put the dogs in the back bedroom and bathroom at night. Except for Josie, and she's so old, she just wanders the house. She's about half blind and can't hear good and everything else. No teeth, bless her heart. But so the other dogs kind of bully her, the other two. So anyway, I darn roll around here, and I kept hearing this noise, and I said, "What have those darn dogs gotten?" And I was in there in the living room watching video game and playing solitaire. That's my thing late at night. So I had to be quiet. Good for you, Jan. Yeah, squirrels got all my pecans, darn it. But I kept hearing this noise, so I got up and walked to the door thinking I was going to get onto them from take whatever it was they were rolling around there. Well, it wasn't them. The noise was coming from the kitchen. So I said, oh, it must be the ice maker dropped ice because it's loud sometimes. It wasn't the darn ice maker guy. So I kept waiting and listening, and I'd come in here and it'd stop. So we either had a squirrel or a huge rat or my ghost that everybody says this house is haunted was deciding to worry me last night. And I mean, it went on till, I don't know what time, 2 o'clock. Well, it started. And I'd come in here and it'd quit, And when I'd leave and be gone a few minutes, dang if it wouldn't start back. So I finally went to bed, because I was give out, and I laid down, and Joey wasn't snoring like he normally is. So I said, Joey, you awake? And he didn't make any sound. So I said, he must be already, yeah, he must be already, really asleep. So anyway, when he woke up later on, I was still laying there because it was making so much noise in here. Comes to find out, it had, whatever it was, had gotten a pecan. A pecan. And they had that sucker, and then, how the counter is the synthetically formed countertops, and it comes down and then goes up and kind of turns back. Well, I've got this tin on the walls in here, that's between the cabinets, and it had gotten a pecan and had it up there, and I guess it was trying to pull it down behind the cabinets where there was a gap between where the curves and the tin were. And I guess it was rolling it, because I told Joey, I said, it sounds like they're rolling beads around. Anyway, so that's what it was. And so he come in there, he moved the pecan, and he was telling me about it. Well, doggone, it wasn't too long, we started hearing it again. And it had some hickory nuts. And he had gotten that darn hickory nut and was doing the same thing. I said, holy cows. So I said, I hope the darn ghost or the rat or the squirrel or whatever it is that's gotten in the house decides to sleep tonight, because I'd like to get some sleep too. Maybe why I was yawning a while ago. But got my second trade wind here. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, and normally the dogs do carry on, and they'll even carry on like the next day. Like if a mouse or a rat has been in the house, they will follow the trail, because they're Yorkies, they're ratters, and they will usually carry on, and they'll be, going crazy, whatever. But they didn't do that tonight. So, I mean, last night or this morning. So I said, well, doggone, maybe it was a squirrel, because maybe they're not used to the smell of a squirrel. I don't know. So whatever it was trying its best to collect some pecans and nuts behind my cabinet here. And Joey opened the cabinet door up, and I said, honey, it's got a back on the cabinet. It's not blank back there. So he couldn't, he was thinking he could see through and see if he could see what it was, but nope, any better. Better not have any mice. That's what Max is for. Oh, yeah. Well, we have a cat, but it's a mouser for outside. So if it starts in tonight, I'm going to put me some sticky pads, all, those sticky traps or whatever, all over the cabinets tomorrow. And hopefully, if it comes out on my kitchen counters, it's going to get zapped on some sticky traps. We had that happen one time, guys. And we kept hearing something, and I was going crazy. And I kept telling Joey, there's something in the attic. I didn't know what in the heck it was. So turns out that a rat had gotten on a sticky pad up there. Well, mouse, whatever it was. It was a mouse. But it had gotten on the sticky pad, and it was it had so many feet on, so many feet off, and it was trying to get off of the sticky pad, and it was making all kind of racket up there. When we pulled the thing down, it's got one of those pull down ladders for the attic. The darn thing was right there. You could see its little eyes like, he caught me. Poor thing. I hated it, but that's the way it goes. You don't want them in the house anyway. Oh no. Oh, the neighborhood cat got poisoned. Dang, that's so terrible. I hate that. Yeah, there was a cute little cat too. Dang. Yeah, people are so mean nowadays. Anyway, hate to leave, but have to try and catch up. Well, thank you for popping in, honey. I understand. And good night to you too. We're going to be popping off here very, very soon. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, but we are trying our best to get things done around here, trying to get things going. We were excited to get the rat problem. Joey just finally got up at 4:00. He got up, went in the living room, turned on the TV and whatever. So after he did that, whatever it was, quit. I guess hearing the noises from the TV or whatever. So I finally went to sleep. Well, then Joey came back and laid back down about 6, and he slept till about 8:30. So he felt pretty good. Yeah, I've seen your little video with Max, honey. Cute as he can be. Anyway, yeah, we've been trying to get that done. So I'm hoping my little critter problem will not be a problem much longer. So, everybody swears that the upstairs at this house is haunted, and this house has been here forever. It was built in the 1800s, so late 1800s. So anyway, we are gonna hopefully, it's not a ghost trying to get things behind the cabinet. It's just some kind of little critter. But if it gets out tonight, there will definitely be some sticky pads and some mouse traps or something set around here, because whatever it is, it's got to go. It's got to go. He should put his little home somewhere else, up there at the barn, and take his in the hay or something, and hope the cat don't get him. But anyhow, guys, we are going to get on out of here. Thank y'all so much for coming in here. Didn't have a whole lot going on other than children being here this week. I did get some video, and I'll be putting it out in the next few days of the Barber's swap meet over there, and some little bit of the races that were going on. I didn't get much, but it was just something to put out. But I wanted to let y'all know that we're still kicking here in Georgia. Weather's going to get cooler, and yeah, here in Georgia, Tamara, they will you can pick up the feral cats, and they will spay or neuter the females. They did fix the males too, but now they're just doing the females, and that way we're not getting the stray litters, that are just getting out in the road and getting run over. So that's good, or right here in LaGrange anyway. And I've heard of that in other little counties around here. So it's helped a lot with that problem. No, we're getting too old for the real cold. Now, I do like a cool night, but I don't want to get real cold. But good night, everybody. Thank y'all for coming in and hanging out with me tonight. Y'all be sweet. Be nice to people that aren't nice to you, because we don't know what they're going through. And you guys, if you don't love yourself, nobody else is going to love you. So talk positive. Anytime, anything you speak, you're speaking into existence. So Always say positive things. Don't say, you know, my husband is the brains. He does this, he does that, whatever. Don't put yourself down because you are just as tough and you're doing a lot of work. Another friend of mine, she does that a lot. And I finally sent her a text and I said, girlfriend, you've got to quit doing that because you're tough. She's got a ton of kids. You got to be tough to put up with that many kids. Holy cow, not me. But you guys, I love y'all so much. We're going to get on out of here. Thanks for coming. Y'all come back next week. Y'all hit that like button on your way out. Thanks, guys. We're going to click on out of here.